Nick Moore, we're here at Snetterton, very sunny Snetterton, bit windy though. Home event for you. How's everything going?
Pretty good. We went into today with no testing, but I'm from Norfolk and I spend most of my time here, so really there's no excuses anyway. Quali was all right. I felt like I had the car hooked up pretty well, but I was still a fair amount off Joe, who's got pole in the ST150, so we'll see how it goes come the race. We tend to go quicker in the race.
You've had lots of success so far this year. How would you sum up your season so far, actually?
It's gone better than we potentially thought it would. We had one race here to sort of debut myself in the championship in the car, and it went really well. We had 3 podium finishes, including a win, against some really quick guys as well. So we're really pleased. So then going into this year, we thought maybe we could potentially challenge for the ST150 championship, and we're doing that. We lead it at the moment, only by 8 points. So it's really close, and you know we've not got loads of cars on the grid, but you only need 2 to have a proper race, and I think we're showing that with the 3 or 4 fast guys at the front. You know, it's been really competitive, so I'm pleased to be at the front of it. I guess now it's just about finishing every race and hoping we're still at the front, you know, come the final round at Brands Hatch in a couple of months' time. So I'm pleased, and I'll be even more pleased if it carries on this way.
Absolutely. Obviously, you've got some good sponsors on board as well. That must help with the momentum going into race weekends like this as well.
Absolutely, especially, you know, as I say, I'm from Norwich and most of my sponsors are Norfolk based. So this is always a big round for me, and it's always the most, you know, the one I get most nervous over. But it's, you know, I think to have that sort of support means so much in itself. It's an expensive sport. When we've spoken before, we talked about the money. Yeah. We had a big accident at Croft, and that was eye-watering, and it wasn't from the fact, you know, I wasn't scared or, you know, embarrassed by it or anything like that. I was just thinking about the money it's going to cost to get the car back and all of this. And if it wasn't for, you know, for all the sponsors, I wouldn't be here right now. And for that, it's one of those things that I'm really grateful for. And but you still have to keep working to keep them on board and to get new ones on. It's a game of constantly racking up those funds to be able to climb the ladder. Every driver will say the same. But I'm very lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned Snetterton obviously being your home circuit. What's it like to drive? Quite technical, isn't it, over there?
When I used to come here as a boy and sit on the outside of Coram, it was a very boring track, potentially, maybe not a favourite of any of the drivers. Now, you're absolutely right, it's incredibly technical. And you still got the 2 long straights, which is great. And I think, you know, that brings a lot of overtaking to the circuit as well, which I think makes it a favourite of the fans too. But the infield at Snetterton now for the 300 is mega. I think you know, you really get to test yourself as a driver, carry in speed into some corners which, you know, you haven't got walls really close to you, but you've got a lot of pressure pads for track limits. That adds time, and it's a mega track. You know, when you get it right, it's absolutely spot on. And it is my favourite track. You know, rightly or wrongly, it's my local circuit, so I have a love for it. I've got a lot of history here, but I think as a driver's circuit, you really learn about, you know, the car that's under you and yourself as a driver when driving around here.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck, and yeah, keep up the good work.
Thank you, mate. Good to see you.